like this. Didn't used to be like this. Exhausting ourselves, leaving our homes, giving up precious time, and still not able to afford nothing. Our money's broken. Broken money steals your energy, your time, your life. Thomas Jefferson tried to warn us about this. He knew that a currency that could be printed out of thin air would rob us all blind. Henry Ford proposed a new type of currency completely based off energy in 1921. He had this idea that an energy-backed currency would be the ultimate form of money, not just promises in paper. He believed an energy-backed currency was an honest way for people to prove the work they'd perform. Our money represents our value, our lives, our freedom, our energy. It's not right to have it constantly debased, but there is a solution out there. It's the most secure network the world has ever seen, without a single failure, ever, completely decentralized across the globe, backed by raw energy. There's millions of people all around the globe pouring every nickel and dime they have into this network, out there working tirelessly day and night, storing their energy into a brighter future.
All right, guys, we're gonna make this one short and sweet. I had to put that that ad up for Bitcoin because I think it's a good way to bring your attention to it in a different light. You know, a lot of people just think number go up. You know, the main thing that they think about when they think about anything in the digital economy, right, is number go up. You know, it's just we just need to see the price go up. That's the main thing that everybody's concerned with. But I think if everybody took the time to realize that Bitcoin is really just a brand, it has become a brand anyways, that represents the digital economy. And once you understand that, just like the ad was kind of showing you there's a lot of people working on this digital economy. And it's not just digital currencies or cryptocurrencies or blockchain technology. It's the AI race. It is advanced computing, quantum computing. When you bundle them all together, you start realizing how important something like digital currencies really is going to become in our future world. So one thing that we should really start thinking about before we start thinking about, you know, should I put some of my analog money, my fiat currency or paper money, it is a bill that represents a store of value that is backed, what most people used to think by gold. It's not gold, it's backed by the credit worthiness of the US government. So you have those paper dollars, you have money that you value, and there's nothing wrong with that. The dollar isn't going anywhere. But it's very important to know that there's a whole digital economy that is coming in like a tidal wave towards you right now. And if you don't pay attention to it, and if you don't take some time to become forward thinking, it's gonna hit you the same way a tidal wave would hit somebody standing on the beach. It's gonna be that impactful. And this is an opinion of mine, but even I was just listening to somebody talk about the advancements they think are gonna happen in 2025. And I'm sure that there's gonna be a lot, but let's just fast forward for a minute, guys. We're in 2025, fast forward to 2030. And it sounds to me like, you know, we're talking about some sci-fi land, right? But 5 years ago was 2020, the pandemic. 5 years from now is 2030. Can you believe that? I mean, it's unreal when you really put into perspective the changes that are happening in our world at such a rapid rate. And I know that right now, a lot of us are still very caught up and consumed with what we're doing in our analog life or our life that we have going on in our day-to-day activity. Primarily, again, going back to that word, our fiat money, it controls our conduct, our days, our planning. It controls our sense of worth, you know, and we've taken it for granted for a long time. And I won't do a full-blown history lesson on this right now, but if you think even what we were doing a mere 100 years ago, 1925, the idea behind the changes that have happened just in the past 100 years are numerous in the way that we couldn't, it's just like, it's ridiculous the amount of differences that are going on from 1925 to 2025. Now, throughout all that time, the Federal Reserve, the United States Central Bank, which is a separate arm of the government, it's not a part of the government, they're closely intertwined, as an independent organization, have been controlling how our economy works through financial tools that changes and dictates the money supply, interest rates, and most previously quantitative easing and quantitative tightening, which is essentially money creation and money deletion. For all that time, they've been manipulating the money. And I don't think that it's people that are out to get you at night. They're not like evil people, pulling the strings on the doll down there, Everybody's evil when it comes to money and greed. There's just different levels of it. And if you think that you would do a better job, wait till you got that type of money and power and see how well you would do over a period of time. I think everybody falls short when it comes to getting a little taste of what fiat cash can do for your life. So if you think about how dictated we are by this money system, this fiat money system, imagine what something like the brand of Bitcoin is, because it is just a form of a cryptocurrency. I don't like bringing it up like, oh guys, go run to Bitcoin, because it sounds like some internet fad, gambling investment thesis that people are coming up with that is just far-fetched, the way that you hear all kinds of other tinfoil hat theories come up. And that is the furthest thing away from what Bitcoin actually is. When you look at it, when you understand it, you take the time to do the deep dive, look up the white paper, and follow a little bit of its transformation from 2009. It's 16 years old just yesterday to today. And it is a mathematical certainty. If Bitcoin, the protocol of Bitcoin, it's a software protocol, if that software protocol maintains its status as decentralized and secure, there's a lot of different risks that come with this software protocol, like any other cryptography. For example, what secures your bank account, what secures the nuclear codes is all cryptography, just like Bitcoin. If it stays decentralized and secure, Bitcoin itself as a network, it is a mathematical certainty that every single nation will adopt it as a reserve asset, reserve capital. They'll merge it with their own currency, and we'll have that merged within our macro economy in trade, and it will help change how our economies work independently from country to country.
And here's the opposite of the other thing. Just in supply and demand or markets function, every scarcity creates an abundance. So you could argue that the scarcity of a system coalescing in a centralized control system was the inspiration for Satoshi and all the cypherpunks to create value for society.
It's not about the brand of Bitcoin. It's the fact that our money is now merging and changing away from that analog, centralized fiat system that is really based around interest rates, again, centralized banking, quantitative easing and quantitative tightening, which is, again, money creation and money deletion. You cannot do that in a digital economy that is backed by a decentralized secure protocol bounded by energy. It's an incredible situation. They will find a way, because we have to manage society and people, because not everybody knows how to manage money at all. So you can't just give them financial freedom altogether. They're just going to blow it on, they're going to kill each other. So there'll be ways that it's managed, but at a high level, it is a checks and balance system on a group of individuals that have had a hell of a time controlling how our economies and our societies deal with money, because we as people are the ones that ruin the economies and the societies by irresponsible fiscal behavior. These people up top, they may be crooked at times, but not all of them are, and they cannot control how stupid a society can be when it comes to their pocketbook. Just think in your own life, people that you know. How many people do you know that are financially responsible? How many people do you know that have everything in order when it comes to their credit, their savings, their investments, and their career? How many people do you know that if they do have that going on, have had times within their history that they made mistakes and had to correct it? It's normal. It's life. So we have to understand that right now we're going through a correction where our analog fiat system is switching over to a digital, decentralized, secure protocol bounded by energy that every single nation can take a part in. And as they adopt that, and I understand the currency will throw you off, I should be saying digital capital, right? It's a store of value first. It could become something that people use to trade down the road. But at the same time, Bitcoin itself, in my opinion, is too large and it is too robustly sound in its structure to be manipulated to where you need a little elasticity for trade, you know, and for it to be a something that we use on a day-to-day activity. We're going to need different protocols for that, something like an Ethereum, something like some other digital currencies, and they call them stable coins. Those will come around and those will be merged in with what you use today, like your bank account. And over time, they'll merge. But try to open your mind to the idea that you have an opportunity right now. You have an opportunity right now to get involved in a system that is going to take over our financial world. And before it becomes top down, where the people that are governing all of our societies have enough control over it, in this brief window of time, the way that this new system has come and developed, there's an opportunity for your average Joe to come in and actually secure some of that digital capital and save it and preserve it so that your net worth, your resources, your capital preservation can be there over time. As the digital economy grows, you have a piece of that, as if you were purchasing a piece of land in a new country. Kind of a bad example, but in a way, yes, as if you could get that land, that piece of capital, that we're going to call it digital, but if it was analog, right? You got some cheap land years ago, and if you knew that was going to be a very huge, robust city that everybody was going to go, and the value of that asset, of that land, was going to go up, and you had the opportunity to purchase it before large governments did. You can't even think of that in a time in your life that you had an opportunity to buy land before a government did. Come on now. It's always been owned by a government and you had to go buy it from them and pay taxes. So it's a huge opportunity for many people to jump in and be a part of something exciting. Now, there's so much to talk about, and we're going to stop this particular video before I even let myself ramble on about it. But get excited, take the time, download ChatGPT. There's a free version of it, and say, can you explain Bitcoin to me? Can you explain the digital economy to me? Can you explain Ethereum to me? Can you explain your thesis on how it's going to shape our future? Just ask it some questions. It's free, and it'll give you the breakdown on exactly what is going on. And you'll have an opportunity to really help your future so that you can continue to do the things that you want to do. Maybe you enjoy your job. Maybe you're trying to get a new job. Maybe you're going to school for a career that you really are excited about. Well, guess what? The future is going to put a sledgehammer to all of those things if it's not merged with some form of digital capacity to take a part of that digital economy. You know, whatever your goal is, if it doesn't have some capacity within that goal of what you want to do with your life and your future, if some aspect of that future doesn't integrate in the digital economy, you're going to get wiped out. You have no choice. It's coming too quickly. It's going to just come in like that tsunami. So get excited about it. Download ChatGPT. Ask it all about Bitcoin to start, because it is the original. It's very unique, and it is the brand of the digital economy. And then ask it about Ethereum and ask it about everything else. You have some time, but get on it and let's all do it together. You guys have a good one. We'll talk very soon.